What is going on, my friends? Welcome to today's video. Today we're feeling a little bit sunny. You know what that means? You might have already guessed it since the gun is on your screen. We are of course talking about Sunshot. We used Thorn not too long ago, and I thought today we would revisit the good old Sunshot. I've done a few videos on this weapon in the past as well, as some of you are very eager to point out. Yes, you do repeat videos on weapons in Destiny 2 sometimes. Sometimes it's worth it, you know. Sunshot is perhaps the most unique weapon in the whole game. It is the only exotic in the game that, okay, I was about to say something that isn't true, but basically it has its own archetype. Okay, it's the only 150 hand cannon left standing. Every other 150 hand cannon in the game got turned into a 140 apart from Sunshot. Personally, I feel like Thorn should have also stayed as a 150, but as it stands, only Sunshot is the only 150 in the game. And I always kind of ponder this question about every 6 months. It's the only 150 in the game, and yet you never see it on the field. And the thing is, I can only speak from my own experience, but when I do face this thing, it's tough, man. Like, I started using it because I was running into 1 or 2 players running it, and because of the intrinsic explosive rounds on Sunshot, it does so much flinch to you. It's very, very hard to fight back when someone's landing their shots on you with a Sunshot. And on top of that, obviously, it shoots faster than other 140 hand cannons, coming in at a 0.8 second TTK compared to the 140 RPM's 0.87 time to kill. First of all, my Titan's looking sensational, isn't he? Also, it's very much worth mentioning that this weapon has a catalyst. That's right, my friends. Look at the catalyst. Look at the explosiveness of this weapon. It is beautiful, my friends. The base stats are sensational. Great range, great stability, great... Okay, the aim assist isn't that good actually. It's probably the weakest thing on the weapon. But it's also got a very healthy magazine size, recoil direction of 100, and of course that 150 RPM. And with Sunblast, basically this gun explodes people. If you get grouped up enemies and you kill them, they will all blow up in a pretty explosion. And of course, like I mentioned, it does flinch. Now guys, before I forget, don't forget to leave a like and a comment and a subscribe on this video. You'll be helping me out massively, my friends. I'm going to Anfield today. That's why I'm actually not doing a Banshee video right now. Maybe Banshee has some good loot and I haven't covered it. That's because I'm literally not here. I'm going to watch the football tonight. But if Banshee does have something good, I'll cover it tomorrow probably. Anyway, back to the Sunshot at hand. It's a beauty, my friends. It really is a beauty. Like, boom, look at that. It's so satisfying to get kills with this thing. And it's so satisfying to reload it whilst Warlocks melee me in my bubble. Like, come on, huh? I really like this clip. SMG spammer. I'm using my barricade. I'm using my hand cannon. I'm just peeking. I'm peeking. And look at that. Boom. Nice big red explosion for you. I love it. Sunshot is just an epic weapon because it just makes things go boom. And making things go boom is, you know, bloody brilliant if you ask me. Just that alone is why I love Sunshot. Now, I am going to talk about a negative for this weapon. And again, this is just personal preference. And I also would like to point out that I haven't actually tried this gun with the new ornament. So I'm not sure if it makes a difference. But my issue with this gun is the sight and sort of the recoil animation on the weapon. It's kind of hard to see your target once you start firing with this gun. It kicks up a lot and the sights are just very user unfriendly, I would say. Maybe it's a trade-off because of how powerful the weapon potentially is, but I think it's the one thing just holding Sunshot back from greatness. It's such a simple thing, but it's the one thing I think that holds this weapon back. It just doesn't have good visual recoil. It's hard to see what you're shooting at. The gun kicks back up in your face. It almost knocks you out every time you fire it. And you know, there's so much visual effects on your screen when you shoot a gun that it is just a bit messy. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. Just a little bit messy. No doubt that it's extremely effective. And I do think that I'm obviously on controller and this is a 60 aim assist hand cannon. That's a really low aim assist value for a hand cannon. Most hand cannons, you're not going to find them go below 70 aim assist for the most part. So I think on controller, this weapon has just an extra element of difficulty, I think, because, you know, you can't always just rely on the controller magnetism to get the job done. I do think this weapon is slightly superior on mouse and keyboard, but again, not everybody's on mouse and keyboard. And, you know, you can't just take in, you know, you can't take inputs too seriously when you're weighing up the skills of a weapon, because obviously, okay, there are some outlier cases like Last Word on controller or, you know, DMT back in the day on mouse. I wouldn't say this fits into that category. I'd say this gun kind of, you know, you're going to get good performance on it on both inputs, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But The issue is the sight. Now, if we just remove the sight problem, everything else about this gun feels lovely to me. I really enjoy everything about it. The sound, the look, the feel. It's just crispy, man. And if you do manage to get one of those rare collateral kills where they're all bunched up, you know, that's absolutely amazing. Obviously, I'm in Rumble, so I don't have too much opportunity for those moments, because obviously these are mainly just 1v1 fights. Obviously, that's why I like playing Rumble, because you know, you're getting into 1v1s, and in 1v1 situations, that's when a weapon really shines, right? Sometimes it's hard in 6s, especially with skill based. You know, you've got a ton of lag, you've got a ton of opponents who will do anything to win, and you know, you can't really showcase a weapon against like 4 players sat in a lane with no time to explain. You know, it's kind of difficult. Rumble is where it's at, my friends. To tell you where it's not at, my usage of my grenade launcher right there. That was pathetic, mate. But yeah, man, this gun, I think I could feel the pain on my opponent's faces by the flinch of this gun. I know how it feels. It is very similar to explosive payload. You're just getting absolutely peppered. You're getting peppered, mate. A bit of salt and pepper on those chips, because it's just Flinch City, my friends. It is Flinch City. It is a 150 city. I think as well, it kind of, like, you know, 150 RPM, 140 RPM. Not a big difference, right? Like 10 RPM, it's minuscule, but it does make a difference. I think the cadence of the shots being so different to every other hand cannon that most players are fighting probably is a little bit off-putting as well. You're probably like, what's going on here? Why is he shooting his hand cannon so fast? It's not a last word, so why is he shooting like that? You could say, hey man, what about 180 hand cannons? But be honest with yourself, when's the last time you died to a 180 hand cannon in Crucible? Because I sure as hell cannot remember. That 1 second time to kill, just I feel like it will forever hold that archetype of weapon back, especially on PC. It just cannot hold up unless you get a damage buff going, and that is just not good enough, my friends. I am also using a grenade launcher here in this gameplay because, according to Bungie, jumping with a shotgun is oppressive, but jumping with a literal rocket launcher isn't. So I'm just playing to the rules, my friends. You know what I'm saying? I suggest you do so as well, because my friends, it is Explosion City out here. Sunshot is a beauty. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll be back tomorrow with another. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.